Hey guys, and welcome back to Child of Eden. It's time to move on to the third archive of the game, Beauty.
This is, I have to say, my least favourite of the standard archives. I've never been good at it.
It's one of those kind of things, is it?
Well, yeah, but it's easily the cheapest archive. Because you start on... visually it's beautiful, because you start on this kind of wonderful kind of river, but this entire first section, while it seems slow, flings a ridiculous number of enemies at you, and to be able to get everything is just really, really difficult.
Well, maybe you should try not to be a perfectionist and just enjoy the ride.
I think what the level wants you to do is to use the tracer to destroy these buds. But you need to know which buds hold enemies and which ones don't. Because in situations where they hold enemies, if you destroy them too quickly, then you won't get all of the enemies coming out of them, and therefore you won't be able to get the highest ranking because you'll have destroyed it too soon.
Yeah. It's nice because it combines elements of an FPS with a rhythm game, so if you get out of rhythm, there's no way you're going to be able to take all the enemies it's throwing at you.
Well, exactly, yes. Visually, this level is as beautiful as its name suggests.
We got like these silver kind of crazy space butterflies here.
Yep. This entire level is to do with nature and flora and fauna, and it is lovely. It's just, I think also because Breeze, which is the name of the song that's used throughout this level, isn't really one of my favourite Genki Rockets tracks. It just all bundles together to not be the most wonderful of experiences.
It's not the most hype Genki Rockets song out there.
No. I'm sure there's probably people who would argue with me on that point, but in real terms, it's just rather a not there song.
Okay. I guess we've gone far enough into the game for me to ask you this question. What are some of your favourite rhythm games?
Ooh, that's a toughie. Well, let me try and think of rhythm games that I've actually played. This one is obviously a big favourite. For all its flaws, I do love Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. It's a charming game. It's very, very messy.
Yeah.
And kind of the localization job was very shoddy, but it had enough about it to be enjoyable for me anyway.
Okay.
Including its incredibly cheesy plot.
Yeah.
I suppose the Dance Dance... Well, no, it's not Dance Dance Revolution, but it was of that same ilk. It was a game series called Dancing Stage Euromix. Whenever I went up to visit my grandparents up north, we always used to go to, it was an amusement, and they had that, and pretty much every time we went up, we went to the amusement, and I went on that dance mat.
Yeah, I have similar memories, my friend.
Yeah, so that one's always kind of been a wonderful game. I suppose they're only my real favourites. There's one other rhythm game that I've got in my memory of playing, which is rather embarrassing, but it's Britney's Dance Beat. I think my sister got it. It's basically a dance game for Britney Spears.
I know what fucking Britney Spears Dance Beat is, mate.
Yeah. But I remember playing it and just finding it quite fun. It's a reasonably good rhythm game, all things considered. Shame
on you for not mentioning the best rhythm game of all time. Donkey fucking Konga.
I've never played Donkey Konga.
Wow.
Actually, no. Tell a lie. I have played Donkey Konga, but that was the National Video Game Arcade for 5 seconds, and I hated it because I couldn't get the rhythm right, because either the bongos weren't working, or because of the kind of noise level in the building. It was very difficult to try and hit the bongos on time.
Oh, you were having trouble with the claps?
Well, I don't know. It was a bit of a mess. I have also played Vib Ribbon.
Oh, that thing that they're re-releasing soon.
Yes, because that was there as well, which was that was weird. I say as we're playing Child of Eden, which is also weird, but that was weirder.
Dude, we're going through the 11th dimension here. Like a fucking Kingdom Hearts like super move. No, actually, it's a gummy ship level. Tell a lie.
Actually, yeah, you are kind of right on that. But yeah, as you can see, this level isn't necessarily as involved as like Evolution was.
Well, there's no space whales and/or phoenixes here for one thing.
Well, exactly, and it's. I think it suffers quite a few of the same problems that Matrix did. In the set pieces it has aren't hugely interesting.
Oh, you took a hit, you took a hit, start over!
Yeah, I've never been good at this archive, and I think this was my best take of this archive. I think I had to do it a few times because of certain bits where I got hit and I was just like, ah!
Don't you hate that when you've been trying for ages to get a good take and you finally get it, but there's one thing like in the middle or 3/4 through that isn't satisfactory, but you've got to keep it because you ended up getting to the end and autosave kicked in?
Yes, I mean thankfully, I think I did actually end up completing the level twice, because in the case of, I think it was this level and the next level, because of the amount of stars that you need to unlock the next archive, I had to play them again anyway. So you're going to see kind of 2 rewards screens, so to speak, showing up at the end, just to show what I unlocked in their total.
Freya from the Lotus.
I do rather like this boss, but it is surprisingly difficult, because it's going to throw a lot of bullets at you.
Well, you're literally fighting the internet, mate. It's not going to give up her soul or memories so easily.
It's true. I do like this sequence, it's just that the rest of the level getting to this is just not hugely interesting. But I do like the water droplet sound effect for the bullets.
Yeah, very calming. Not what you'd expect from live ammunition.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, you know, if all these gangsters and whatnot were shooting each other and like little rain droplets sounded out instead of I think gang wars would be a lot more calming for the neighbourhood.
That's an instance of kind of like a time frame in which you've got to get your hits in. If that kind of circle closes, you'll get like a massive bombardment of bullets at you, in which case the only way you're getting out of that without getting hit is by using Euphoria.
Wow, it really is like a gummy ship level. I love the visual design of this boss.
It is great. And I mean, my favourite bit of the fight is kind of like the last section, because I mean, what this game tends to do with its kind of bosses, so to speak, is that they have a very satisfying and climactic final section. Even if it's not necessarily the hardest bit, it kind of is kind of like one of the most memorable bits of the experience. To me, like when you're facing the Phoenix in Evolution, that's not really the hardest bit of the level. In fact, it's rather simple as long as you keep on top of the bullets that it's throwing at you. In the next archive, that last battle is definitely the hardest bit of the level.
Well, I would expect it to be.
But for the most part, kind of the bosses have a more simplified final section where you just have euphoria of the experience.
I do like the touch of the virus losing its grip on Lumi's memories and the clear sky coming through and then immediately going back to overcast once the virus is back in control.
Yeah, it's just wonderful little touches like that which just make this so wonderful.
Wonderful. Just thought I'd throw a third one in there. I'm not one to talk about word repetition though, so I apologise.
The song which we've got in this part, which is Breeze, as I've mentioned before, is one of the few Genki Rocket songs to have a music video. It's quite cool. And there is actually a short version of it available to you if you play Child of Eden. But I would say that the music videos for like Heavenly Star and Starline are more impressive overall.
just going up by memory, isn't Heavenly Star like a J-pop version of Take On Me?
Essentially, in terms of the visual style, yes. It's kind of hand-drawn rotoscoping of Lumi, and there's lots of CGI is generally the way Genki Rocket's music videos have always gone, and they're rather beautiful.
I love that this boss had a second phase.
Yeah. I liked that bit just because it is rather beautiful.
And wonderful.
And wonderful too, yes.
I'm just taking the piss now. Be free, memories, or whatever you are. Through eyes like diamonds, a myriad of visions enlighten the future.
Mm-hmm. And I have no idea how I got 4 stars for that, but I will take it.
Yeah, just take it and run, man. If the game says you're good, you're good.
Now, this is where I was talking about unlocking multiple things. So that was, I think, my first run of Beauty, and then that's my second run of Beauty in terms of unlocking things.
Nice, nice.
I just felt the need to show that off so that kind of people understood what I unlocked when.
Okay guys, we'll see you next time for another part of Child of Eden. Bye for now.